Here is your long, engaging, emotional, hook-driven 40-minute YouTube-style story, written in smooth, plain paragraphs without headings, perfect for narration. Stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear might change the way you look at love, loyalty, and destiny forever. And if this story touches your heart even once, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be heard. She never intended to break anyone's heart. All she wanted was to survive one more month. One more rent payment. One more chance to keep her little brother in school. But life doesn't wait for people like her. It pushes, it crushes, and it forces you into impossible choices. Maya had always been the responsible one, ever since their parents died in a bus accident when she was just 19. Now 24, she juggled 3 jobs and still barely made enough to cover the bills. Her younger brother Aries was bright, talented, and full of dreams. But dreams didn't pay school fees. Dreams didn't guarantee meals. And the world didn't stop for orphans. So when she received a strange offer from an unknown number, "I'll pay you $10,000 if you ruin a blind date for me," she stared at the message for nearly a full minute. $10,000, an amount she had never seen in her life. Enough to keep Aries in school for a full year. Enough to breathe. Her hands trembled as she typed back, "Who are you?" The reply was cold, rushed. "Doesn't matter. Just show up at Café Verona at 8 p.m. Make sure the date ends terribly." Maya hesitated. Something felt wrong. But poverty doesn't give you the luxury of morals. And for the first time in her life, she agreed to do something she wasn't proud of. That evening, she put on her simple white dress, the only one she owned that looked presentable, and went to the cafe with a beating heart. Her plan was simple: pretend to be the man's crazy ex, cause a scene, destroy the atmosphere, and walk away with money that could change her brother's life. But the moment she saw him, her breath caught. Adrian Hale. Yes, that Adrian Hale. The billionaire CEO. The single dad whose life had tragically changed after losing his wife 3 years ago. The man who built an empire but kept his heart locked away. He was sitting alone at a corner table, dressed in a charcoal suit, his eyes distant and tired, as if life had taken too much from him and left too little behind. Maya felt her knees weaken. This wasn't just any man. This was someone who carried pain behind his calm smile. She swallowed hard, reminding herself of the deal. Just as she took a step forward, his blind date walked in. She was tall, polished, high-fashion, exactly the type of woman who belonged in his world. Maya clenched her fists. No one would ever believe that she belonged anywhere near him. Still, she forced herself forward. Then something unexpected happened. Adrian looked up, saw her, and his entire face softened. His eyes widened, not in recognition, but in relief. As if he'd been waiting for her this whole time. Before she could speak, he stood and whispered gently, "Are you, Maya?" She froze. He thought she was the date. The woman who had just walked in frowned in confusion. Maya quickly realized what had happened. Someone had messed with the introductions, maybe intentionally. She planned to correct him, but his next words shattered her resolve. "I'm sorry if I look a bit nervous. I haven't been on a date since my wife passed. Thank you for giving me a chance." Her chest tightened painfully. She had come to ruin him. But he was thanking her. The other woman stomped away angrily, thinking she was the wrong person. Maya wanted to run after her, explain everything, but Adrian pulled out the chair for her. "Please, sit," he said softly. "I could really use some company tonight." Her heart broke in silence. Throughout the dinner, she kept reminding herself of her mission. But the more he spoke, the more impossible it became. He told her about his daughter Lily, a 5-year-old who still asked when mommy was coming home. He spoke about balancing boardrooms and bedtime stories. He spoke with tenderness, with honesty, with the kind of vulnerability no billionaire ever shows. And Maya found herself laughing. Being herself. Forgetting the darkness she had walked in with. He noticed the sadness behind her smile, too. At one point he whispered, "You're carrying something heavy. You don't have to tell me. Just know you're not alone." No one had ever said that to her. No one had ever noticed. The plan in her pocket, destroy the date, felt dirty now. Her conscience screamed. She excused herself and ran to the washroom, breathing heavily. Her reflection in the mirror looked guilty, broken. "What are you doing, Maya?" she whispered to herself. "He's kind. He's hurting." How can you ruin this? Her phone buzzed. The same unknown number. Do it now. She turned it off. When she returned, Adrian stood outside the cafe, holding a tiny pink umbrella. It was drizzling lightly, and he offered it to her as if it was the most natural thing in the world. Rain can be cold, he said. But nobody should walk alone. Her heart melted. They walked together through the soft night rain. They talked, laughed, shared secrets neither planned to reveal. He held the umbrella for both of them, getting wet himself while keeping her dry. Who does that anymore? By the time they reached the parking lot, she couldn't lie anymore. Adrian, I wasn't supposed to be your date, she whispered. He raised an eyebrow gently. I know. Her breath stopped. You know. He smiled sadly. Someone tried to sabotage tonight. I figured it out when you walked in. You were terrified, nervous, ready to run. That's not how real blind dates show up. Then why didn't you say anything? He stepped closer, rain dripping from his hair. Because you looked like someone who hasn't been given a chance in a long time. And I wanted to give you one. Her eyes filled with tears.